believe that the rights should be granted by law and not through administration decisions that are made punctually through very vague subjects such as the emergency procedures or the danger that they represent, or all these kind of argumentations that right-wing uses only to stand for something I don't like to speak.
Doing a good job in simulating how the EU works. That was the idea of this MEP while presenting his position to his colleagues. But this is also one of the goals of the model European Union. Its third edition took place this week at the European Parliament in Strasbourg. Coming from 23 countries, the 180 participants were either ministers, members of the parliament, interpreters, lobbyists or journalists. As the Portuguese director Maria Inês Nascimento explains, the model is an excellent opportunity to learn more about how the EU decision-making process works.
It is supposed to show the students, the participants who are on it, how the co-decision procedure works, amongst other things, like, for example, which are the ins and outs of the European Union and what it is to feel European during 1 week.
Two hot topics had to be discussed during the week. The question of genetically modified organisms, or GMOs in short, but also the Return Directive, which deals with the return of illegal immigrants to their homeland. The MEPs, representing the whole political spectrum, had to discuss, negotiate and could propose amendments in the hemicycle. At the same time, interpreters were translating the political discussions, an exercise that was not so easy for everyone.
I can take advantage of this session to improve my interpretation skills. To tell the truth, it's been very difficult and I'm not very satisfied with the result, but I hope it gets better in time.
But outside the parliament, participants enjoyed their days in Strasbourg. On Tuesday, they met up for a charity evening for Amnesty International. A good opportunity to go clubbing afterwards. On Wednesday, it was a boat tour of the city. Participants could see the Parliament by night, but also the European Court of Human Rights before ending up in a bar. After some drinks, several danced almost until the sunrise. Back to the Parliament the day after is hard as the complex discussions go on. Meanwhile, as the model simulates the real life, the dozen of lobbyists there had an important part in the process. Some of them represented big companies were pro-GMOs, whereas others working for non-governmental organizations were against. During or in between the debates of MEPs, many lobbyists took the opportunity to improve their position and arguments.
My name is Alessandra Anastase. I'm a lobbyist and I'm representing Libertas, which is in favor of the Returns Directive. So I'm now preparing the speech for the Parliament in favor of it. Libertas, on behalf of Libertas, I could say that we want more freedom to each member state for the re-entry ban. We want a minimum period for the whole region of the European state, and then each country should decide on its own.
But all the lobbyists use many strategies to convince the members of the parliament and ministers. All methods as attempts of corruption are obviously tried. Sometimes with success, sometimes without. The young journalists at the same time are in a rush. They are going to interview the ministers of the council at a press conference.
I'm going to pick some people. Can I have volunteers to draft the questions, please?
Yeah, we can brainstorm right now.
During the simulation, they publish a daily. One day it is a tabloid, whereas the day after it's a broadsheet. In the hemicycle, day after day, the discussion continues. Finally, on Friday evening, the closing ceremony takes place. While everyone is celebrating the end of this fulfilling week, an agreement is reached. The Commissioner and the President of the Parliament, along with ministers of the Council, signed the agreement on the subject discussed during the negotiation. With a budget approaching 100,000 euros and 10 months of preparation, participants and organizers agree the event has been a great success. The simulation at least has reinforced the European spirit of those participants. Now it is up to them to spread their enthusiasm for the EU to less convinced Europeans.